Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing good. As for me, I am doing fantastic. My name is Nati and I welcome you to Manchi Teaches You / Manchi Tutor Hub. I hope you guys are writing well. Okay. And those who are joining us for the first time, guys, welcome. Feel free to take a seat wherever you want to sit. Ask questions if you don't understand. I'm here to assist. And those are always joining me, guys, welcome back. Let's sit and begin our class. So those who didn't know, guys, I can do CVs, resume. So it's $50. It comes with your cover letter, and also I can do one-on-one tutoring. It can be online or face-to-face, which is $200, and also I can do your assignment, which is $150. So without wasting much of your time, guys, let's get into it. And if you want one of those things, just go in the comment section. Don't be afraid to ask us. I'm here to assist you. So without wasting much of your time, let's do communication and 6 second paper. It's June 2021, 9 to 11, 100 marks. I always advise that you guys should read your instruction very well. Like this one, number 5, it says, remember to quote from the background in the addendum attached to support your answer. Number 6, skip a line between answers. Number 7, start each question on a new page. So, guys, read your instruction, please. Okay. Let's go to question 1, motivation. Rikalis uses her break at school to monitor her farm. In 2017, Labias produced 2.86 tons of produce from their tunnels. In 2018, they produced 1,000 kg of fish per month. Define the term motivation. In motivation, it's much easier when you define it yourself. At least the people who are marking, they get to understand if you understand the word motivation. Because if you copy and paste, it's like you don't understand what they're talking about. So I would advise explain motivation in your own word, how you understand it. But if you feel like you want to copy and paste, it's still fine. So let me give you the answer of motivation. The inner psychological process that makes an individual willing to spend energy and make an effort to reach a physiological or psychological goal. Is the inner psychological process that makes an individual willing to spend energy and make an effort to reach a physiological or psychological goal. That's your term motivation. Number 2, at the age of 12, Rikalis had a dream to save the fish in the ocean. Is Rikalis a highly motivated teenager? The answer is yes. Substantiate your answer by referring to the addendum attached, which means you have to read the addendum which they've attached to get the answers. Okay, let me give you the answers. Number 1, she is 15 and owns her own business. Number 2, she has a successful business. Excuse me. And let me give you the third one. Number 3, she works over weekends. Okay. Then let's go to 1.3. Describe your ideal working environment. Number 1, it is physically acceptable. Number 2, it is safe. Number 3, it satisfies social needs. Everyone needs a good working environment, isn't it? Yes. Then we go to number 4. Name 3 factors that influence motivation in the workplace. Name 3. Number 1, policy. Number 2, supervision. Number 3, remuneration. Or you can write the working environment and the executive secretary. You can choose from those. They said only 3. Then we go to number 5. Complete the sentence by filling in the missing words. Write only the answers next to the question number. You have to write the answers. You're not going to write everything. You're going to write answer next to the what? To the question number. 1.5.1 says Maslow's higher level needs are known as a growth needs. The lower level needs are called what? They are called deficiency needs. Number 2, a working environment where physiological and needs are met will lead to highly motivated employees. It's what? Psychological need. Psychological need. Then number 3, in Herzberg's two-factor theory, the hygienic factors are also known as factors. They are called what? Maintenance factor. Number 4, Rickalis wants to go and study full-time after school, but she realized that it's not possible to the pressure of her business. She changes her mind and decides to study part-time. This is an example of the rational coping behavior called what? Called compensation. Compensation. Then number 5, an executive secretary can contribute to the needs of the organization. Motivating needs. Motivating needs. Then we go to number 6. 1.6. Lapias remunerate their employees with a basic salary and a housing allowance by providing them with a place on the small holding to stay. And they also attend courses with Rickalis. 1.6.1. Identify one example of payoff. One example of payoff is what? It's basic salary. Number 2. Identify one example of non-financial peak. Is what? Housing allowance. Housing allowance. Number 3. Identify one example of other financial peaks. Attend courses. Attend courses. Then we go to question 2, which is problem solving and decision making. Question 2. After watching the film Dolphin Tale, Rickalis, then 12-year-old and still in primary school, thought that farming with fish would make the world a better place. 2.1. Identify the problem in the addendum attached. 2. We're going to give 2. There are not enough fish for the amount of people on earth, number 1. Number 2, some fish in the ocean were near to extinction. Then we go to 2.2. What did Rickalis do to try and solve this problem? What did Rickalis try to do and solve this problem? Rickalis started her own fish and produce farm. 2.3. Today, Rickalis owns one of the 4 biggest aquaponic farms in the country. Do you think Lapias is helping to solve the problem identified in question 2.1? Quote from the article to substantiate your answer. Yes. Let's quote. In 2018, she produced up to 1,000 kg of fish monthly. Number 2, Rickalis is not only changing the future of her own workers and businesses around her, but is used as a living lab by 2 institutions in Europe. Okay, we are done with 2.3. Let's go to 2.4. Arrange the following steps in the problem-solving process in the correct order. Okay. Number 1, it must be acknowledge that there is problem. Number 2, identify and define the problem. Number 3, investigate the problem. Number 4, formulate the problem in writing. Number 5, develop alternative solutions. Number 6, evaluate the alternative solutions. Number 7, select the best alternative solution. Number 8, implement the selected decision. Number 9, monitor the selected decision. So here you are going to put it in a right form. So I did read it for you, how you have to put it. I will repeat. Number 1, Acknowledge that there is a problem. Number 2, identify and define the problem. Number 3, investigate the problem. Number 4, formulate the problem in writing. Number 5, develop alternative solutions. Number 6, evaluate the alternative solution. Number 7, select the best alternative solution. Number 8, implement the selected decision. Number 9, monitor the selected decision. Those are steps of problem solving process. Then we go to question 3. Excuse me. We go to question 3, conflict. Define conflict. Define the term conflict. Conflict, it involves interpersonal or intrapersonal confrontations. Number 1. Number 2, caused by simultaneously arousal. Number 3, of incompatible motives or needs that lead to a 4, temporary or permanent disruption of normal functioning. Okay, then let me repeat the definition of conflict. It involves intrapersonal or interpersonal confrontations caused by the simultaneous arousal of incompatible motives or needs that lead to a temporary or permanent disruption of normal functioning. That's the definition of conflict. Then we go state where the following examples are positive or negative results of conflict by writing only positive or negative next to the question number. You are not to write everything, we're just going to write positive or negative. Okay, so the first one, 3.2.1 says the staff at Lapias is very excited to promote the policy to facilitate innovation and change. Positive. Number 2, after one of the employees were hijacked on the way to work, she struggles to concentrate on her work. Negative. Number 3, he cannot read well and it is contributing to delayed decision. Negative. Number 4, since Rikalis has an open door policy, she can easily expose of problems before they can happen. Positive. Positive. Then we go to 3.3, name 2 formal mechanisms which can be used for solving conflict in an organization. Number 1, we have disciplinary action. Disciplinary action. Number 2, grievance procedure. Grievance procedure. Then we go to 3.4, choose a term from column B that matches a description in column A. Write only letter next to the question number, which means you're going to say 3.4.1. Your answer, let's say it's D. You put what? You put D there. Okay, so 3.4.1 says Lapias is one of the 4 biggest aquaponic business in South Africa. She is competing with other businesses but hope to one day be number 1. What is your answer there? Your answer is D. Interorganizational conflict. Interorganizational conflict. Number 2, the worker taking care of the fish at Lapias has an argument with the worker taking care of the plants. What is your answer there? B. Interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict. Number 3, Rikalis' dad does not know whether he must send his daughter on an aquaponics course. He thinks about it often. Your answer is A. Intrapersonal conflict. Number 4, the people in the restaurant business like the fact that Lapias grows organic food. It has a positive impact on the society. Your answer there is E. E. Societal conflict. Number 5, Rikalis is upset with her workers after they forgot to feed the fish. They forgot to feed the fish. What is your answer there? C. Conflict between management and staff. Then we go to 3.5. Name 5 negative results of conflict. 5. We have Productivity declines, number 1. Number 2, employees are unhappy. Number 3, possibility of violence. Number 4, possibility of court action. Number 5, time and resources are wasted. Let me give you number 6, physical and mental stress and fatigue. Work-related stress. So they said 5. So you choose from there. 3.6, choose the most suitable approach to cope with conflict from the list below. To complete the following sentence, write only the answer next to the question number. So you're just going to write only the answer next to the question number. 3.6.1, then you write only the answer, you don't write everything. Number 1, 3.6.1 says, when conflict is recurring and serious and there is enough time and willingness on both sides to get the root of a problem and address the issue, then will result in a win-win situation. What is your answer there? It's cooperation and problem solving. Number 2, if you want to satisfy others and maintain cooperation, then will lead to lose or win situation. Accommodation. Number 3, one can use when conflict is unimportant. It will, however, lead to lose situation. Avoidance. Number 4, when there is no time to resolve the conflict situation, then can be implemented. It gives both parties equal power and leads win some, lose some for both parties. Agreement. Number 5, one can use if a quick resolution is needed and you need to maintain cooperation. It will lead to a I win, you lose situation. Subordination. Then we go to number 7. What is the difference between binding and voluntary arbitration? Binding arbitration, both parties have to accept the arbitrator's final settlement, while voluntary arbitration, either party could reject their settlements. That is the difference. I will repeat. Binding arbitration, both parties have to accept the arbitration's final settlement, while voluntary arbitration, either party could reject the settlement. Then 3.8, give a term that refers to a modern view of conflict. Interactive view of conflict. Then we go to question 4, stress. Not all stress has a bad effect on people. Stress is a good stress and distress is a bad stress. Tabulate 3 other difference between stress and distress. You have to draw a table here. Okay? So let's start with what? With stress. 3. Number 1, motivates, focuses energy. Number 2 is short term. Number 3 feels exciting. Then distress causes anxiety or concern. Number 2 can be short term or long term. Number 3 feels unpleasant. Those are differences between the two. Then we go to what is a stressor. What is a stressor? Your answer, any factor causing stress. Refer to addendum attached is 4.3. Do you think Recalize is a type A or a type B person? Give a reason for your answer. Recalize is a type A because she is a workaholic, driven, takes on big challenges, and confident. 4.4. For a young girl of 15, managing a farm, doing schoolwork, and still having a social life can be quite challenging. 4.4.1. Is Rikalai suffering from work or her job overload or work underload? Answer is work underload. Number 2, explain the difference between work overload and job and work underload. Why am I saying job? Work overload and work underload. Work overload, quantitative, having too much to do, or having to cope with something that is too difficult. Having too much to do or having to cope with something that is too difficult, while work underload, repetitive, boring, and understimulating work which fails to present a challenge. Then we go to 4.5. Stress is part of a working person's life. Give Rikali some tips to cope with stress in her life. Number 1, improve your decision-making skills. Number 2, improve your self-image. Number 3, think positively. Number 4, follow a healthy diet, get enough exercise and sleep. Number 5, develop relaxation techniques. Number 6, establish a reliable support. Number 7, be assertive. But they say only 5, so you can choose only 5 from there. Then 4.6, Rikali's mottos in life are: be assertive in all that you do. Always practice diplomatic confrontation. 4.6.1, what does it mean to be assertive? To clearly state your opinion and needs while respecting the rights of others. 4.6.2, how can one practice diplomatic confrontation? Use neutral, relaxed body language. Use a calm tone of voice, or listen with empathy. So it can be use neutral, relaxed body language. The second one, use a calm tone of voice. The third one, listen with empathy. That's how you can practice diplomatic confrontation. Number 7, behavioral effect. Number 7, the negative effects of stress can be physical, emotional, or behavior. What type of effect is displayed in the following sentence? Rikali bites her nails. It's behavioral. It's not physical, it's not emotional. It's behavioral effect. Then we go to question 5, interviews. Lapias has seen tremendous growth the past few years. The current workload is too much for the workers and a new person must be found. Rikalis decided to advertise and interview a few possible workers. 5.1.1, name the 2 principal parties in an interview situation. We have the interviewer and the interviewee. The interviewer and the interviewee. Then we go to the second one. State 4 guidelines Rikalis should follow during the warm-up phase of the interview to create the appropriate psychological climate in an interview situation. State 4. Number 1, get up, smile, and extend your hand for a firm welcoming handshake as soon as the applicant enters. Number 2, greet the applicant by name. Number 3, introduce yourself and other members of the panel. Number 4, use closed questions and emphatic communication such as, did you find us easily enough? How was your trip here? Those are the 4 guidelines. Then in number 3, identify the following types of questions Rikalis used in the interviews you conducted. Write only the answers next to the letter A to D. Number A, have you ever taken care of animals before? That question is what? Closed question. Number B, why do you want to work here? It's an open question. Number C, When did you matriculate? It's a specific question. Specific question. Number D, if the temperature of the fish tanks drops suddenly, what will you do? It's a hypothetical question. Then we go to 5.2. Recognize is often asked for interviews by radio and television programs. 5.2.1. What are 3 things she should do after the conclusion of an interview? 3 things. Write a polite email or letter to thank the program manager for the opportunity you have been given to appear on the show, number 1. Number 2, if it was a controversial interview, ask to see a preview. Number 3, lodge a complaint immediately if you feel you have been misrepresented or quoted out of context. Those are 3 things you should do after the conclusion of an interview. Then 5.2.2, Casablanca decided to do a background story on Ricali's business. This will be broadcasted on Sunday and the story will be 25 minutes long. Identify this type of television interview. It's called what? In-depth interview. In-depth interview. So your total is 100. That's it for communication and 6. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put it on the comment section. I'll be so much happy to assist you. That's it for today. From me to you. See you next time. Bye.